One of the last, if not arguably the last, proper small capacity dual sport adventure machines is receiving a tiny update in 2023, as Honda's CRF300L will be arriving in a new, swift grey and orange colour scheme in a more downstated approach than the traditional extreme red. So if you're dreaming of travelling the world, or just your local dirt tracks in style, you'll now be able to do it on a red or grey steed, unless you want the Rally. Unfortunately, I'm not seeing any 2023 pricing announced anywhere, however it's a safe bet it'll be similar to the 2022 versions, as these aren't really a cheap machine by any stretch of the imagination, making big increases unlikely, but a yearly increase probably pretty likely. The Rally will continue unchanged as far as specifications and colours by way of comparison. The one other change we're seeing on the CRF300L is the inclusion of standard knuckle guards, mirroring the CRF300 Rally loadout, but still a single mounting point handguard that's only going to provide wind and weather protection, where most serious riders will probably replace them with a 2-point wraparound guard for more hand protection. Think a barkbuster. The CRF300L was announced in 2020 for 2021, replacing the previous CRF250L with a new larger engine that bumped performance thanks to a longer stroke, with torque up 18%, and the power to weight ratio increased by 13% in total, partially thanks to a 4 kilo weight saving. A slipper clutch added to the sporty nature and 6-speed gearbox means the CRF300L could offer a better set of ratios, with first through fifth shorter, while sixth is specifically designed for highway cruising, the natural enemy of the light small capacity dual sport. A new frame was implemented then too, with more ground clearance, longer travel suspension, revised geometry and new LCD dash, all of which continues into 2023. The CRF300L runs a 7.8 litre fuel tank with 880mm seat height, and compared to the 250 it replaced, moved the bars closer to the rider and lowered the pegs, also moving them back. By comparison, the Rally knocked the seat down to 885mm and offers a larger 12.8 litre fuel tank for much greater range for adventure riding, with internal handlebar weights, rubber-topped foot pegs and flexible LED indicators for better damage resistance. Delving a bit deeper into the loadout, there's 43mm Showa inverted forks with 260mm of stroke, while Pro Link rear suspension is a monoshock with single tube, and again 260mm of travel. Common consensus on this style of bike is that having the suspension set up for your weight and expected luggage loadout is highly recommended by an actual expert. Brakes are a smallish 256mm front rotor with twin piston caliper and a 220mm rear rotor with single piston caliper, both running wave rotors and running a 2-channel ABS system in most markets. Those wheels are aluminium spoked units in a 21-inch front and 18-inch rear, matching the harder-nosed off-road dual sport nature of the CRF300L. And enduro tyres are fitted with an 80x100 21 front and a 120x80 18 rear. Total weight is 142 kilos fueled on the CRF300L, with Honda's quoted fuel consumption at 32.3 kilometers per litre, meaning the 7.8 litre fuel tank should be good for 252 kilometers if you really wanted to stretch your luck. Lighting remaining bulbs is interesting, making for easy replacement if less reliability than LEDs. The bike is also Euro 5 compliant, which was part of the 2020 update to the 300, with the liquid-cooled single unlikely to set the world on fire, but instead offering a restrained machine capable of doing it all, including essentially riding around the world, as we've seen numerous riders do, sharing their adventures. That puts the CRF300L in the interesting position of being one of the few very light ADV dual sports capable of longer distances and still having some fun in the trails, but lacking the premium loadouts and comfort of the much bigger and heavier ADVs, while still clocking in much heavier than the pure off-road machines, if much easier on the servicing and a bit more restrained on the performance side of things. Naturally, the CRF300 Rally takes things a step further with the larger tank mentioned, standard screen, dual LED headlight, and slightly heavier 153 kilo total weight. There's no changes to the CRF300 Rally as mentioned for 2023 however, so it's just a matter of seeing if you can get your hands on one, as they seem to have been in short supply, at least here in Australia. Notable competition for the CRF300L and CRF300 Rally in 2023 are probably machines like the Royal Enfield Himalayan and KTM 390 Adventure, while the Versys X300 and Suzuki V-Strom 250 fall into kind of a similar category. Anyway, let me know what you think of the CRF300L colour scheme and the bike as a whole. Is this style of machine still a winner in 2023, or are the more road-going offerings a more enticing proposition these days? Where I'd have said the WR250R and the DRZ400E used to fill a similar role as still fairly formidable options, but street legal off-roaders, this seems to be a category that has really dropped off in favour of road bikes with dual purpose tyres or road bikes with smaller off-road emphasis. Am I really surprised? Personally no, as someone stuck in the city I bought a Sparkpillen 401 to see whether going the more road-centric option would work for me. But it's clear if I was doing longer distances and more trails, something like the CRF300 Rally would have been an ideal alternative. Anyway, stay safe out there and consider liking or subbing if you've enjoyed the video.